Hello everyone, and welcome to my lesson for tomorrow by Silverchair. And the only thing you need to know before we start is that this is one of the few Silverchair songs that is in standard tuning. So tune your guitar to standard tuning and let's get started. So the intro to the song is actually fairly easy in terms of your left hand. It is a little trickier with the right hand, especially for somebody who's more of a beginner. So it consists of only a few chords. So we'll start with the open A chord, which is 2nd fret of the D string, 2nd fret of the G string, and 2nd fret of the B string. And you strum from the A string down. That's the A chord. So you want to hold that chord and watch my right hand to get the picking pattern for this first section of the intro. So I'll just sort of move it so you can see a little better. So hold the A chord and pick it like this. I'll do it slowly for you. I don't know if you got that or not, but it's going to be A, D, A, high E, B, D, G. So that's the pattern for the A chord. And you play that twice. And then it switches to a D chord, which is going to be 2nd fret of the G string, 2nd fret or 3rd fret of the B string, and 2nd fret of the high E. And you would strum from the D string down. That's the D chord. So when it switches to that, the picking pattern becomes this. So there is a little pull off there. You start with the D, and then G, D, and then the pull off comes next, which is you put your pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E, pick that, pull off to the 2nd fret, which if you're holding the D chord is just pulling off your pinky finger. So and then the rest is sort of a crawl down from C to G, which goes like this. So you take your 3rd fret of the A string, 2nd fret of the D string, and start with the A. Go A, D, G, and then from there 2nd fret of the A string, and the same 3 strings, the rest of them are open, and then put your middle finger down on the 3rd fret of the low E, and that's the intro. So slowly it goes like this. Okay, so the verse riff is just going to be some open chord strumming for the most part. You start with the open A, like I showed you before, and strum it like this. From the A, you'll go to the open G, which is going to be 3rd fret low E, 2nd fret A, 3rd fret B, and 3rd fret high E. So like this. So once again, A, G, and then D, which is like I showed you before. And then there's a small pull off, and it's just like the intro where it went from C to G, like this. You strum the bottom 2 strings of the C, and then pull them off, and then the bottom 2 strings of the G, and then repeat. And so on. And you'll notice sometimes I just bar the open A like that. You can do that as long as you keep the high E muted. It'll sound fine. So you'll notice as the verse goes on, when it gets to the end of the verse, you'll hear the last part of the verse riff played with high distortion. So when he plays the G clean, when he switches to the D, that's when it becomes high distortion, so it'll go like before it goes into the chorus riff. So the chorus riff will sound like this. Actually, I suppose that's more of a pre-chorus riff. But, so, anyway, it starts with the A, but you can just, you don't even have to bar the whole thing. You can just play open A and 2nd fret of the D if you want to, so to be. Just follow that pattern. 1, 2, and then 2 palm mutes. 1, 2, like that. So it's a little tricky to sort of express the timing, but just keep practicing and you'll get it. So it starts with the A, and then it goes into this chord, which is, I don't know what it's called off the top of my head, but it's 2nd fret low E, 2nd fret A, barred with your 1st finger, and with your 3rd and 4th, go to the 4th fret of the D and G. So it's almost like a power chord. It's just got an extra note in the bass. So start with the A, and then move that up 1 fret, and now the little crawling sort of melody goes when you hit this the 2nd time on your upstroke. Slide up from the 3rd to the 5th on the A string, so, and then hammer on the 7th, and then 5th and hammer on the 7th on the D string, and then 5th and pull off open on the G string. So slowly that'd be this. And then you would repeat that for the pre-chorus. And then of course it would go back into the clean part and then back to the pre-chorus. Okay, so after the pre-chorus there's an acoustic breakdown, and it's just this one section through the whole song that's acoustic. You can do it on a clean electric, I'm sure you realize that. Anyway, it goes like this. Start off on the 5th fret, high E and B, bar it with your 1st finger, 6th fret, on the G with your middle finger, and 7th fret on the D with your ring finger. And you can just strum those 4 strings, but if you hit the A by mistake, that's okay, it'll sound good as a pedal tone. Just try not to hit the low E, that'll just make it sound wrong. So remember this chord position, or this chord grip, and this is sort of how it goes. He'll strum like that, just a quick down, up, and then stop, mute it with your palm, and then shift that up to 12th fret with your ring finger, 11th fret with your middle, and 10th barred with your first. So it goes like, and then there's a little run that goes like this. So it's 12 pull off to 10 on the high E, then 10 on the B, 12 10 on the B, and then hit the 12 and 11 on the D and G, like that. So and then slide back down to same chord grip, but slide down to the 10th fret with your ring, 9th fret with your middle, 8th fret with your first, and strum it the same way you did the first part. Back up to 12, and then that same run, first chord, back up to 12, and the run is almost the same, just slightly different this time. So it's 12 10 10 12, and then 10 on the high E instead of the B this time, and then the same bottom 2. So all together it'll sound like this. And then it goes into the chorus. So hopefully you understood that part. So the actual chorus riff goes like this. Very simple. You'll be going to the A power chord, which is 5th fret low E, 7th fret A and D, and 6th fret of the G. So you strum it a couple times and then go to another sort of power chord with an extra note in the bass, which is going to be, you would play the A and then bar the 5th fret low E and A strings, and D and G 7th fret like this. Slide that down 2 frets to 3rd, 3rd, 5th, and 5th, and then back up. So, and then repeat. So this is going to be A, power chord, slide down 2, up 2, and then back to the A. Now the first time they run through it, they play it like that, and other times when they run through it, you'll hear them go. So you just listen for it, you'll hear it, and it'll be easy to pick up. Okay, so now the time has come to sort of blunder my way through the solo. So I'll try to show it to you and explain what I'm doing as we go, and then at the end I'll sort of try to play it slowly so you can get an idea of how it all sounds together. So the solo is going to start with a double stop at the 5th fret, but you're going to go to the G and B strings. Just bar it with your first finger, and there's going to be a bend. Just try to bend both of the strings down towards the floor, and it doesn't have to be a really long bend, like it's only a quarter step or something, so it'll sound like this. And then with your 3rd finger, go down to the D string, 7th fret, and then 5th fret of the D string, back to the 7th, so like this. And then up to the G string, 5th, 7th, 5th, like this. And then there's going to be a bend on the 7th. It'll be a full step, I think. And then with your pinky, grab the 8th on the B string, and then hit the 7th again and release the bend. So, like that. And then 5th and 7th again. Only bend it this time. Hit it a few times while it's bent and then release it. And then back to the 5th again. Now let me see if I got it so far. Oop, sorry. And then back 5th and 7th. Bend again. So you do the full step bend and stop, and then another full step bend, only it's a bend and release. Like that. Back to the 5th. It's going to be 5th, 7th, 5th. And then 7th, 5th, 7th on the D string. So let me try that again. Back to the 5th on the D, and then 7th on the A. Back to the 5th on the A. 7th again, and then a double stop on the D and G. And then 7th on the D. That's the first half of the solo, so let me try to play that again slowly for you, so you can get a listen to it all together. Let me try it without screwing up. So you would slide down from there and then go up to the 10th fret on the high E. It's just going to be a full step bend and then double stop on the 10th fret of the high E and B and bend it up. Not sure how far. I think it's only half step for both of them, but and then the little quick part goes, so it's 8-10 on the B, bend and release, pull off to the 8th, and then the 9th on the G back to the 8th. So it'll sort of sound like this. And then bend and release again to the 8th, 9th on the G, 8th. So and then yeah, back to the 10th and bend it up and hold it. And then while you're holding it, hit it again, and then 10th on the high, release it, 8th, 10th, slide down and then double stop the 5th fret of the G and B, 7th fret of the D, and then 5th and 7th on the G. And this is there's going to be bends and catching the 8th fret with your pinky, like so. Back to the 5th, ends on the 7th of the D. So, let me try to play the whole thing together for you slowly, and hopefully it'll all make sense. So hopefully that all made sense. The rest of the song is basically just a repetition of the chorus riff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you were able to get something out of this lesson. And hopefully this satisfied everybody who requested it. So thanks again, and take it easy.